What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be Love and Listings season 1, episode 3. So, look, this episode was very interesting. A couple of things went down in this episode. So, let's get into it. So, we have Taylor and Justin. Why I can't never remember people's names. Suge Knight's son. Anyway, I think it's Justin. She let him know that she done quit her job at the A1 listing spot, and she was like, "Look, I was just being stifled. He was disrespecting me. He was never going to help me get where I needed to be, and I got to do what's best for my career." There's something really interesting. Now, let me tell you something. Taylor is not my favorite person. Okay, Taylor actually irritates me. But in this situation, I understood what she did. I'm not saying she went about it the correct way, but I understand what she did. Now, immediately Suge Knight's son, he turns it into it's about him. Why? How could she leave me like that? I can't believe she did that to me. She was the only one that had my back. Like it was all about me, 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 me. And she was like, "What are you talking about? Like I'm still here for you. We still cool, but I just had to do what was best for my career." And he was really in his feelings, y'all. And I was like, okay, so I'm starting to see a little bit of little selfish, little spoiled going on with that. Um, and in turn, he ain't even took his exam yet. He ain't studying. He hasn't taken. He said he just doesn't feel ready yet. He don't feel comfortable. Okay, my thing is this, and like Taylor told him, the information is not going to just jump in your head. Like it doesn't just happen by osmosis. She said, I shut it down for about a month and studied my ass off to pass that exam. Like you're gonna have to do it. He was like, yeah, I just don't feel ready yet. Yeah, because you're not studying. Like you're not studying. You've already taken it once and failed it, which isn't a big deal. A lot of people, they say a lot of people do that. So I don't know if he's gun shy or what. So we're gonna see how that situation sort of blows up at the end. Then we have Mr. Zach. I like Zach. I don't know if I'm gonna like Zach by the end of the season, but I like Zach. Zach was like, look, I don't know. I must have gave old girl the wrong impression because I wasn't flirting with her. I just thought we had a really good working relationship. We were cool, we got along, but I'm very much in a relationship and I'm happy. Now, here's the little twist, y'all. Guess who he in a relationship with? He's in a relationship with Miss Cat Tat 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 from Black Ink Crew, Chicago. Now, I'm a little confused. For those of you that watch Black Ink Crew, y'all know who I'm talking about. If you don't, it is what it is. She's a tattoo artist. But he was like, she lives in Chicago, so they doing the long distance thing. And my thing was, last we heard from Miss Cat, excuse me, she moved to LA full time and opened up her own tattoo shop, Enigma. And at one point they were talking about, at one point I thought she was supposed to get her own little spinoff show. So did Enigma close and she ended up moving back to Chicago? What's good? Because I mean, it wasn't just something for the show. Like you saw it all on social media. She had a grand opening. Like she did celebrity clients. Like she had an event there. But it seems like she's also an artist, which I didn't watch Black Ink Crew the first couple of seasons when Kat was really mainly on the show. So I didn't know that she was an artist, but she just had a show and was selling some artwork. And he was like, look, I really like her. We're really trying to make this work, Um, I like her vibe. Like she's a really cool chick. So we'll see how that plays out. But I just thought it was interesting that it was in this little Miss Cat. Back to Jacob. Jacob is his name. Back to Jacob. Jacob is with Trey, the boss from A1 Celebrities, and they're talking to Miss Ty. That's the name, Ty. And they're talking to Miss Brandy now. And here's the thing, and I get it that it's about celebrity and all that other stuff. But what I'm gonna need Jacob to stop doing is every time they meet somebody, he starts talking about, yeah, you met me when I was little. I'm little shook. I'm little shook. And he did that to Brandy. But in this case, we know that Ray J actually hung out with Suge Knight and Death Row. So he was like, me and Ray J were actually friends. We used to hang out when we were kids. And Brandy did kind of seem like she did sort of recognize him once he said who he was. So they're trying to convince Brandy because Brandy's thinking about downsizing. She's had this house, they said, since the early 2000s. I don't know if this is the house that she bought when she had that fake marriage and was pregnant. But I remember her buying this huge house. And I'm wondering if this is the same house because the early 2000s, that would have been almost 20 years ago, give or take, 15 years ago, I guess. And her daughter is about that age. So I'm thinking this is that same property. Beautiful house. But she's like, look, I'm kind of ready to downgrade, which she ain't never need all that space to begin with. It was never nobody but her and her baby. But who am I to tell people how to spend their money? Cool, cool, cool. So he also said, "Hey, you can downgrade this. I could probably get you about 4 million for this house." And she was like, "What?" Say, "Who? What? You could give me a who?" He said, "And I got this beautiful property out in Malibu that you might be interested in." So it sounds like it might be a pretty good lead. And Jacob seems to think Ty is the next thing since sliced bread, like the best thing since sliced bread. Like he doesn't, but it also seems very evident that he treats Ty differently than he treated Taylor. Now let's be honest. Because of Taylor's personality, she may have done something to create the relationship that she had with Ty, but Ty definitely gave Jacob way more respect than we saw him show Taylor, and a little more. Now I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's because he is Suge Knight's son, and Ty feels like maybe he's connected and can bring more to the agency. I don't know if it's because Taylor, prior to them filming this show, some things went down between him and Taylor that made him sort of not respect her or feel like he had to show her respect, or if he's just sexist. Like, I don't know. And I don't want to just jump straight to him being sexist because, like I said, Taylor's personality can turn you off. And Jacob does bring sort of some extenuating, y'all know what I'm saying, some outside situations that maybe play into this. We will see. Then we see this beautiful event that is it Sarah? Is Sarah the one that's funny, y'all, that had the DUI, honey? And now she's this big real estate agent. She said she got 4 houses in escrow, baby. I ain't mad at you. You a hustling. But she's hooked up with Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. She was doing an event. She wanted a house to use for the event. So she was able to find this property. And so this is an event for Michelle Williams. Beautiful house overlooking the hills. It's like a $10 million house or something like that. Taylor is there. And Taylor approaches is it Eric, y'all? Andrew. I think it's Andrew. But of course Taylor did what a lot of hotheads do. She got mad, she quit her job, and then worried about getting another job. But she said that Andrew had actually talked to her about working at his agency. But Andrew told her, he was like, "Wait a minute, what? You mean you said you already quit your job?" He said, "See, there's an order in which these things should be done. You tell me you want to come aboard. I get you the interview. You give your job a 2 week notice. So there's a transition." He said, "But I'm gonna get you the interview. I'll put in a good word for you." But I thought she was making it seem like it was his agency and he could just hire her. But no, he works for somebody else. But he said he'll put in a good word for whatever. But once again, Taylor the hothead, you didn't quit your job before you didn't had a job. So the ladies, everybody's walking the house because they are real estate agents, and like Zach said, he said, "Look, you put a bunch of real estate agents in an empty house, we're gonna walk that house, so we're gonna see if we might have a client that's interested in this listing. We just want to get that's our job. That's what we do." So Taylor, Sarah, and what's the other chick name? The one that thought Zach wanted her, Sophia. Sophia. I'm getting these names out. I'm getting better. I'm either making these names up or I'm getting them right. One of the two things is happening. But she's telling the ladies about what happened with she basically came on to Zach. Because that's what she did. She came on to Zach. And Zach told her that he had a girlfriend, but she's talking trash, talking about something. "Well, I think that he really wants me, and she better watch out for me because if I really wanted him, and if he was flirting with me, like if he really got a girlfriend, why is he flirting with me?" And this episode showed me a couple of things, y'all. Women, women really be on that bullshit sometimes. A man can't be nice to you without, "Oh, he's flirting with me." A man can't be respectful to you without, "Oh, he wants me." And then when he respectfully tells you, "Hey, I'm sorry you got the wrong impression. I really like spending time with you and hanging out with you, going to the gym with you and stuff. But I'm in a relationship and I'm good." Then all of a sudden, "Oh, he ain't shit. And he was really flirting with me. And if he really got a girlfriend, he wouldn't do this and do that." And I'm just like, men just can't win. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like Zach did anything wrong. I don't feel like he led her on. I don't feel like he was flirting with her. I think he was being very polite and cool, and they're familiar because they did date in the past, and but Zach was really pissed off about it. He was like, "You just talking," and he confronted her. Maybe he shouldn't have confronted her at the party, but you could tell he was mad. You could tell he was trying to walk it off, and he just couldn't. But he was basically like, "Look, I really don't appreciate you talking shit about me." And again, Sophia's person, like she wasn't even apologetic about it. She's smiling and grinning, talking about some, "Oh well, if he don't like it, oh well, and he better watch out for me." And I'm just like, once again, in this case, the man didn't do anything wrong. He really didn't do anything wrong. So I was like, y'all, it just really it pissed me off from a female point of view because I was like, see, that's why we can't. That's why we all men always stay in trouble, even when they didn't do nothing wrong. So then we see Ajane and Eric. Eric is her boss. They're showing Jordan Sparks the property, and Ajane actually does a really good job. Now I still think that she was a little nervous. There were a few questions that Jordan Sparks had that she didn't have the answers to, but she did a really good job of showing the house. I feel like she stayed a lot more professional with this listing than she did with the Sean Kingston listing. And Jordan Sparks actually likes the property, and hopefully she'll close it. Like Eric said, she's a great agent. I see something in her, but she's gonna have to close the property pretty soon, or it's gonna be a problem. Because again, real estate is all about what have you done for me lately. It's like, yeah, I can see all the potential in the world, but potential don't equal money. And if you ain't selling no property, boo, I'm sorry, gotta go. Um, Then we see Andrew and his fiance. Andrew is in love, baby. He's got this beautiful fiance, and we found out a little bit more about Mr. Andrew. Andrew was actually a professional poker player. He said he played poker full time when he met his fiance, and he said she didn't judge me for it. She didn't necessarily have a problem with it. She just didn't see it being stable. And then I told her that I was interested in real estate, and she helped me pass my test, and she helped me get into real estate. He ain't go deep into how much she helped him, but he was very much like, she helped me get in the game. And we also found out that at one point in time he was a foster child. And he said in his later teen years. So it sounds like something happened in his family when he was already a teenager. And then he went into foster care, which for him to be that old and go into foster care, it had to be something very dramatic. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we all know that unfortunately, foster kids, the older they are, the harder it is to find a home. And so he said, he was in the foster care system. He said he's been homeless more than once. So he's definitely got a story there. But he, um, seems like he really loves his fiance. So then we have another listing. This is the house. He said this would do it. This is a $26 million listing. He's like, if he could sell this property, he said his commission would be almost $500,000, and he'll be able to, have the wedding of his dreams and go on the honeymoon of his dreams and put a nice little nest egg in place. It'll be a very nice commission, which I don't think anybody would sneeze at $500,000. Who is the potential buyers? This damn Ray J. So I'm sensing something. I was like, I'm gonna need to look at the executive producer on this show and see if Miss Norwood's name is somewhere in here, because we got Brandy and Ray J in the same episode. Mm-mm. And so, Ray J was like, Ray J's so damn hood, y'all. Why is he so hood? He walked up and he just hood from the door. And Ray J was like, Ray J the artist can't afford this house. He said, but Ray J Raytronics, we might could do this. And we know that Ray J has been killing it in the tech game for the last couple of years, with the earbuds and the scooters and all that. We know we've seen it. And I just saw something this week where Ray J is signed on. He's a partner in a cannabis business, and we know that that's profitable. So Ray J's doing it outside of music. Um anyway, he got his dog with him. He got the dog walk around. Andrew was like, look, I get it, celebrities and their pets, but I'm gonna need him to control his dog because his dog almost peed on a $50,000 rug. And I'm gonna need him to get that. It was a tub and the water comes from out the ceiling. Ray J was like, I mean, that's gonna feel like somebody peeing on you or something. Andrew was like, I'm gonna need somebody to come and get Ray J. I'm gonna need somebody to come and get him. And I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, anyway, it was clearly he was there just to do a scene, because Ray J ain't buying that damn house. Okay. Okay. He ain't about to buy no $26 million house. Let's be clear. And again, I'm not saying he can't afford to. I'm saying he ain't going to. Anyway, um, Taylor goes in for her interview. Taylor did a good job of selling herself. And she said, look, on paper, the one thing I wish she had talked up more. And she did it towards the end. But when he first said, well, what were you doing before this? She was like, high school. I wanted her to sell herself a little bit more on, hey, straight out of high school, I studied for this test. I passed it the first time. I passed it when I was 19 years old. That's the kind of person I am. That's the kind of go-getter I am. I decided this is what I wanted, and this is where I wanted to be. And I made it happen for myself. I didn't go to college. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted her to sell it a little bit more. But she did towards the end talk about how young she was and all of that. He sort of asked her some questions about square footage, and he asked her some knowledge questions. And she wasn't on the money per se. She was in the ballpark, but she didn't have it on the money. But he said, look, the boss was like, look, it's something I like about you. He said, you coming to me raw. And Andrew sort of spoke up for her and was like, yeah, he said, but everybody deserves a first chance. I mean, you took a chance on me. So the boss kind of looked over at Andrew and was like, well, look, will you let her shadow you? Will you take her under your wing? He was like, I will. So she got the job. So thank goodness Taylor got a job, because baby, she had quit a job and ain't had one. That's age. That's her being young and impulsive and not understanding, like, yeah, your boss is gonna piss you off. If I quit my job every time my boss pissed me off, Lord have mercy. And don't get me wrong, I have left jobs because I had an asshole boss, but I certainly made sure I had another job before I quit. But again, a lot of that comes down to age. All right, last but not least, y'all know how at the end of every episode or somewhere in the episode, they all go out for drinks. So here we go. We have Zach and Sophia had a big conflict. They get into it. Um, and Sophia starts talking about how if I wanted you, I could have you. If I wanted a ring, I would have my ring. Zach was like, really? That's how you feel? That's what you think? Y'all, why is Zach gonna say to her, you couldn't even get my dick hard? The whole room was like, oh. I was like, oh Lord, did he just say that? Then we have Taylor. Taylor walks up and she on 20, happy, feeling herself because she got the job, and so Ty shows up, and here again is Taylor showing her age. She's antagonistic towards Ty from the minute he walks in the door. She couldn't wait to brag about the fact that she got this new job and throw it in his face. And his thing, Ty could care less. He doesn't care. And I think that bothered her more is the fact that Ty didn't really care. Then Jacob was like, look, let me talk to you, Taylor. And her and Jacob end up getting into it because once again, Jacob is making it about himself. You left me. You disrespectful. You not loyal to Ty. I'm down for Ty. Ty got my back because they found out Brandon decided not to sell the house. So Ty's kind of disappointed. And my thing is, you wasn't making no money off the deal anyway because you don't have your damn license. You're not a broker. You're not. So like, why? He was really disappointed. Like it was going to cost him some money. And I'm like, you wasn't gonna make nothing off this. Like you wasn't gonna make nothing off this deal. Then him and Taylor get into it, and Taylor's letting him know, look, he's just using you. He's gonna do the same thing to you that he did to me, and I'm just trying to let you know. Now here's the thing, Taylor, you should have just left it at that. But Taylor wants to get loud and extra and start talking about basically and Jacob was like, well, I'm not you. I'm not gonna make the same mistakes you made, which I kind of felt like was sort of like a jab, like a jab. I'm not sure what he mean. I'm not sure what Taylor did or didn't do. But Taylor, as his friend, you've told him he saw how the man treated you. You've told him how you feel. Just let it go. But the two of them end up getting into it really bad. And Taylor's like, I ain't gonna never be his friend again. I'm over it. I was just trying to look out for him. I was just trying to be his friend. Well, y'all know they're gonna make up anyway. And last but not least, we see Andrew and Miss Arjane. They looking a little cozy, right? Sarah looking on. Sarah's like, this is not how a man with a fiance acts. And she kind of was like peeping it, like, what's going on here? They getting real cozy. And then Miss Ajane in her confessional alludes to the fact that there might be something going on with Mr. Andrew. So we're gonna see where this goes, y'all. Because I really like Andrew, and I really hope he not um dogging his girl. I really hope he not playing them games, but we gonna see. Anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.